Sunday at 3 o'clock, Eagles-Rams. Ike, from a confidence standpoint, I know we'll wait till 5:30 for your score prediction. How confident are you feeling going into this game?
I feel pretty good. Now, on the way in, I got Cal Quinn basically going with the lock thing again. It's a lock.
Come on,
dude.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily feeling that. I do believe there are legitimate reasons to sort of keep our eye on certain things, else this game could become a little more dicey. But I'm looking at the weather it's going to be Sunday, how cold it's going to be. I like the fact that it'll be a little picturesque snow out there. Right? It'll be a little bit of that out there.
It'll look like football.
Yeah, man, it's going to look like football weather.
And I start crying.
And are you kidding me, with the opportunity to go to the NFC Championship game? And by the way, unless the Commanders pull off a miracle Saturday night, this is the last game at the Link.
For the year.
Yes, for the year.
Yes.
Not blowing up the Link.
Yeah.
I mean, just for this
Didn't know we needed the breaking news sounder.
Yes, no, this will be the last home game.
Josh Harris has convinced the mayor.
More than likely. So that, along with, I think the Eagles, it's funny, when you're a 6.5-point favorite, sometimes it's hard to find a disrespect card to play.
Yes.
Something to keep you motivated.
Yep.
But leave it to us. Leave it to our good old fan base. We'll give our guys reason to be irritated.
Well, wait till I give
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. That's what I'm saying. Leave it there. Believe me, I wasn't speaking about all of us. I was speaking about a select few. And if they are looking for something for motivation, they can take that there's a little bit of disrespect being shown to how good of a football team they are. And I think there's something that when they take the field, they're still trying to shut people up who doubt them. And that's starting with the quarterback. This is a big game for Jalen coming up. It's not only being discussed locally, nationally, they're discussing his impact on the game. And I'm not saying it's all negative in Jalen's sort of being discussed, his impact on the game. There are some that believe he's doing exactly what he needs to do to win football games. But then there are those that feel like, you know what? This may be a game that you need to step your game up. And the one thing I've learned about this kid, in these games, he usually does. He usually does. So I'm expecting a better game from him Sunday. I'm expecting to go to Pound Town like we normally do.
There you go.
And the number one thing I expect, Spike, is that our defense will continue to be the driving force for this team. It will be the reason that we're headed to Detroit.
All right.
This defense.
So, from a confidence level, I have been worried about the Rams for like 3 months. Since before we even beat the hell out of them in November. As they got healthy, so on and so forth. And here's why for my taste, I think the Eagles will win the game. But for me, it's a little bit closer to a coin flip than I want it to be. I think, and here's why. And here's why I've talked myself into being worried about the Rams. I think the Rams have the advantage in the head coach and quarterback category. And in the playoffs, we're talking to Mayock about it. We talked to Sheila about it. Boy, you don't pick against that a lot of times. Most times you start with that. And I think Nick Sirianni's a great coach. And I agree with you on Jalen in big spots like this. And I'm hoping we get that sort of performance out of him. I would love it. But if you're asking me who has the advantage there, I go Rams with head coach and quarterback. The next thing is the Eagles offense just did not play well last week. They ended up with 22 points, could have been 29 points. We all saw it with our eyes. We all felt it. It was a 16-10 game in the fourth quarter. So that's that. That wasn't good enough. What we saw last week was not good enough. Here's the other thing. That Rams front four against Minnesota looks scary. Look really scary. They sacked Sam Darnold 9 times. And Sam Darnold and Jalen Hurts are different players. And Jalen Hurts is much more accomplished, but they do share one specific trait together, and they both tend to hold the ball a little bit too long. And as the season has gone on, that young Rams front four has gotten better and better. The next thing is we get a little bit of snow, and I'm not sure that is to our advantage. I read a story about the snow game in 2013, and there's a story about Kerry Williams going up to Chip Kelly and saying, "Hey, we should throw the ball a little bit because I can't stay with those guys." The offense knows where they're going. The receivers know where they're going, and the cornerbacks don't. And I think if there's a passing game advantage, that goes to the Rams. They're more likely to throw the ball. And then finally, on Monday night, the Rams look like a team on a mission to me. Now, that could have been their highlight of the season, winning that playoff game Monday night with how the season went. But that was the last I saw of the Rams, was the Rams just putting the smack down on a 14-3 team. And it should have been a home game for the Rams, but it wasn't really a home game for the Rams. You could hear it in the crowd, and it wasn't their home stadium. So for me, I'm closer to like 55-45 in this game. This doesn't feel like a 6.5-point game to me. So I'm not super confident Sunday Eagles-Rams. Jack, how are you feeling about the game?
It's a classic vegan mindset by you, per usual.
You are
it's
the worst.
They're obviously going to destroy the Rams on Sunday. I'm actually not stressed at all. The stress level next week goes up when you're playing the Lions. Most likely, it will be no stress if they'll play the Commanders. But
no stress.
There'll be no stress. Come on.
If Washington goes to Detroit and knock them off,
I know
you're telling me there's no stress to play Washington?
I know this team. I know this fan base. Come on. There's going to be.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There'll be no stress.
Yeah,
I got what you're saying. Yes.
I won't feel that.
Right.
And on Sunday, I just don't. Listen, I agree with Stafford and McVay. That's fine. At no other point are they better than the Eagles at anything.
Defensive line, they're better than the Eagles.
They had 9 sacks. Name the time the Eagles have allowed 9 sacks. They have allowed 9 sacks this year. But they don't. There's not.
Oh, you mean total?
Year.
Yes.
We talked to Jordan Mailata after the Rams game. We said, "How are you feeling?" And he said, "Beat up."
Beat up, yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
that's fine. The Eagles also beat them down. I got no stress. This line should be 9.5 for me. I think they're going to win by double digits.
Can I throw something in there real quick?
You can.
We might be overstating, and I'm included because I said this the other day when the question was brought up. I think you brought it up Tuesday because we had Elliott on. We talked about the quarterback-head coach combination.
Yep.
Which would you take? That's more of a career thing.
Yes.
If you're just looking at this year, there's an argument to be made that Jalen has had a better year than Matthew Stafford.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not as clear as head coach quarterback combination. And Jalen has the mobile aspect to his game.
Absolutely.
That Matthew Stafford does not have.
Now, one thing I think that has to be pointed out about Stafford, though, 5-1 under McVay in the postseason, 18 touchdowns, 3 picks. So he has played pretty well in the postseason.
Yep.
That's pretty nice.
And doesn't have a great offensive line, but
good numbers there.
But is pretty good at getting the ball away fast, still has a gun. He's older. I think he's 36, 37 years old, but he still looks like he doesn't look like Matt Stafford of 10 years ago, but he still looks like a very good NFL quarterback.
So they were a wild card team when they won the Super Bowl.
Because they went to Tampa, I believe.
Right, because I'm trying to figure out how they get to 5 wins. Because he really only had one playoff run.
Right.
And that was it. But you had to win 4 games that year?
No, he would have had to win 3, right? So he's been there since 21. So the last time
they won the Super Bowl his first year.
And that's 21, right? Yeah. So then there's been 2 more years. So
yeah. Well, 1 year they didn't make it. That was immediate after they tore the team down.
So did they win 2 playoff games?
They won last year? No, they lost. They lost to Detroit last year.
Well, then how?
And then they won this year. They won 4 that year.
So they won 4 and 21.
Yeah, they won 4 that year.
So they played 4 and 21.
And then they lost last year.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you sure about that 27-13, Jack? Are you sure? 27-13? No. About your prediction, not about
double-checking my stats.
Yeah.
They won 4 that year as a wild card. They won 4.
They beat Arizona. They went to Tampa. They beat San Fran.
Arizona. That's the game I couldn't remember. Yeah, they beat Arizona. That's the game when
Odell got hurt.
Yes. Somebody got hurt. Yes. Okay. No, somebody. There was a controversy in that game.
There was a controversy. I forget what it was.
Either a Cardinal player got injured or something, and Kyler Murray just stood on the bench or something. It was something that happened in that game. I'm sorry. Right. I got sidetracked.
No, it's all good.
I got sidetracked.
It's all good. Yeah. All right, 215-592-9494. Eagles, Rams, Sunday. We want your confidence level. Jack, are we going to give this 3?
We're going 1 to 10?
Do you want to do a number?
I said very confident on the Twitter poll.
Okay.
Pretty confident. Not confident.
There we go. I think that's fine.
Also, pretty confident is your middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm very confident.
Does that mean I'm not confident?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right where we need you.
Yeah.
Well, because you don't sound pretty confident.
No.
You don't sound confident at all.
I'm like, yeah, you don't sound pretty confident.
Nope.
I would love to know the team that they would play. And Spike could be like,
We
they're
got
gonna
this
dominate
one.
them.
Yeah, we got this one.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
None.
Of the remaining
Yes.
playoff teams,
Come on, man. Eagles Commanders.
Houston.
We somehow got Houston in the Super Bowl.
That's the only one. Wait, the last thing before we go to the phones. As far as would I be that confident against the Commanders? We played Commanders
I would not.
twice
I'm
this
telling
year.
you, I would not be that.
One we lost,
Yeah.
and the other one was pretty close, and Jaden Daniels was hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm
telling
super
you, man.
confident.
That dude got some magic dust on him this year.
He's a good player.
Jaden
Good player.
Daniels.
Not more than my quarterback has magic dust.
Oh, boy. 215-592-9494. Is that Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
who's your
man?
quarterback?
Quarterback's at home.
Herbert's the staff for the 2030s, by the way.
Okay. Of the 2030s. Okay. We'll wait. We'll hold you to that in 5 years.